everybody, it's Chad from Stick's blog. I'm Stick, and today I just want to talk about a little bit more about the Skyscape Trekker, and I'm also I'm about to go ahead and seam seal it, so I just wanted to do a little video and kind of point out a few other things and show you how I'm going to seam seal it. As you can tell, it's set up inside my house, obviously. It's so hot and humid, it's like temperature is supposed to be 99 degrees outside today, and the humidity is fairly high, so I chose not to do it outside. Another reason I chose to do it inside is because I can go ahead and seam seal it now, and I can leave this thing set up inside here until tomorrow when I get home from work, so 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow. So I should be able to let it set up with the seam seal drying for a considerable amount of time. If I did it outside, I wouldn't want to leave it set up while I left to go to work yesterday, just because I just don't like doing that. But anyway, I do have it seam sealed. Now there are a few things I want to point out. Let's see, I may have to. If you can see there, first off, I went ahead and I changed out all the cord locks, all the zipper pulls, with some of this orange glow wire that I got from Lawson Klein from Mountain Fitter. And then also, I'm not sure how well you can see it just because, but somebody was asking me about the bathtub floor on this thing. Now if you can see, I have it tied off to my coffee table, and you can see it's not tied off quite at the ground. It's about 3 inches up off the ground. But what that allows is, that does allow this bathtub floor to really truly be a bathtub floor all the way around. Now what I found is, if I stake it down, the farther I stake this down to the ground, the less of the bathtub floor there obviously is. So I just wanted to point that out. It really depends on how high up you stake the tarp out, or the tin out, and that's really going to kind of determine, from my experience, that's going to determine how tall your bathtub floor is. Another thing that I noticed is, initially I had some trouble getting the top up there, getting it level, and what I found out is really it's not that big of an issue as far as I can tell. The biggest thing about it is whenever you stake the sides out, however much tension you put on that side is going to pull that pole more in an upright position, so naturally that side is going to be a little bit taller. So if they're both the sides aren't staked out evenly, then the ridge line up top is not going to be even. But in my opinion, I haven't had it out there and used it yet, but I don't see how that's really going to make that much of a difference if it's perfectly level. But anyway, I did want to go ahead and point that out. And then if you can see up there, I've got one end tied to the dining room table, and the other ends are tied to the coffee table. So I'm going to have this big monster set up. Now as far as how I'm going to do it, I'm going to use some seal net. Now I've already used part of this tube doing some other projects, but I'm hoping that should be enough to seam seal this tent. But what I'm going to do this time is going to be a little bit different. Usually I just take the top off and squirt it down the seam, and then I put a latex glove on, and I use my finger and I just kind of smooth out that seal. But what I'm going to do this time is this is a 30cc syringe. I'm going to squirt about 15-20 cc's in there, put the plunger back on, and then I'm going to use that, and I feel like that'll give me more of a uniform, as I'm running the bead, I feel like it'll give me more of a uniform bead. So maybe I'll have it on more evenly than not. So a few places that I'm really going to have to make sure of is going to be this seam up at the top, because I've noticed up through here on the inside looking out, I can see sunlight coming through these seams here, so I know they're going to have to be good. I'm going to focus on this seam that goes all the way down across the front end of it, and then of course I'm going to focus on these seams that run down on each side. Of course I'll go ahead and I'll hit this seam right here, and then let's see if I can do this one-handed. And then I'm going to Once I get done with that, I'll run a beam across this seam here, and then up underneath this storm flap I'll run a beam across there. Now I'm going to do this side first, just because this is the side that I know I'm always going to be using, because this is the side that I enter and exit the tin on. And like I say, I'm hoping I have enough left in that tube, but if I don't, as of right now, I think I'll be okay if I don't get this side completely done. You know, maybe if I can just get the top portion up here, maybe that should be fine. Of course I'm going to try to get it all, but I'm going to try to make sure I get all the important stuff first. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. Just kind of wanted to share that with you. So I'm fixing to go ahead and get this stuff fixed up and get it ready and get to it. I'll try and get some pictures and stuff as I'm going to kind of show a little more of the progress. But anyway, if you have any questions, comments, just post them at the bottom of the post here, and I appreciate you for watching. See you next time. Okay, you can see here I've already got all this up here. I've got it all across the top here. I've ran a bead down the front. You can see that running down through there. I got this one here, and then I've got it going across, and I've got this one right here. Now I did manage to get some over here. You can see I've got both of these, and I've got down to about right there, and that kind of shows you where I got it down to. I didn't have enough to be able to get this one inside here, which I think that one would be pretty important if water, you know, comes down through here and gets in there. I need to make sure I can get that. And of course I didn't have enough to get any of this over here. So I know if I would have had a full tube, I probably would have actually had just a little bit left over. But like I say, I'd used part of the tube for some other stuff a little while back. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and let this dry. Like I say, I'll leave it up until tomorrow afternoon. Then I'll take it down. And at this point, I might go ahead and take it outside, just squirt a water hose on it, just kind of see what comes in. That way, I'll go ahead and order me some more seal net. But that way I can go ahead and put a water hose on it and see where it's coming in. That way if I need to hit any spots that I've already done, I'll kind of see where I can hit those spots and then just go ahead and finish it up. But anyway, that's it for now. Until I get another tube and get it out there tomorrow afternoon, I'll just have to see how things go. I will say that I found that like right here on these where it's double sewn, there's two hems. I found that it was easier if when I squirted it, if I would kind of go and make swig swags, you know. And then basically what I did is I just took my finger and I went over it, and by basically going back and forth like that, what that allowed me to do is it allowed me to evenly cover, just using my finger in one steady motion, it would evenly cover both sides, both of those hems. So I found that was a little easier, and when I finish it up, that's the way I'll do it. But anyway, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any more questions, like I say, just post them at the bottom of the post, and I'll be sure to get back to you. And until then, have a good one. See you later.